Hello everybody and welcome to an overview of Hordes of Hunger, a hack and slash survivors roguelike that just released into early access. I previously played the demo for Hordes of Hunger and found it in a good spot, and for this video the Hordes team reached out again to cover its early access release, so thank you to Hordes of Hunger for sponsoring this video. After playing for about 4 hours in the current early access version, I'd say that Hordes of Hunger is currently a 7 out of 10. My playtime includes completing all of the available story content, but not unlocking all of the content offered. For everything else, I'd say there's about another 4 or 5 hours to go. So pick up Hordes of Hunger on Steam if roughly 10 hours of content, again right at the start of early access, is worth $15 to you. $12 if you snag it before May 13th. Regardless of your choice, I do recommend that you put Hordes of Hunger on your wishlist because it's a great example of an early access release done right. As I said, I had already played the demo before going into this version, and I'm happy to say that there were clear improvements to the game since. Smoother, tighter gameplay and camera work. Over-the-shoulder cams can be quite difficult to nail with the fast-paced dashing and constant directional changes while attacking, and most importantly, lots of performance and bug fixes. It's safe to say that in its current state, Hordes of Hunger is early access in simply its amount of content, not in the quality of what content is present. Aside from some numerical tweaks to certain passives, modifying some quest layouts and their length, please shorten the Holy Ground quest, I beg, please. The general gameplay loop of Hordes is solid. This is a roguelite game with a T, meaning that you have a central hub area between each run where you can choose things to modify your next run, such as your weapon, your active ability, various passive buffs, some consumable, some permanent, all the stuff you'd expect from a Survivors-like game. Then once your loadout looks good, you choose a map, spawn in, and start wailing on things. Each story map has 6 quests that you must complete before the Guardian spawns, which you then kill to complete that map. Completing each quest gives you a random permanent progression reward, such as a weapon part of differing rarities, scrolls that offer new choices when leveling up, keys to unlock chests, or feathers to spend on perma passive buffs. Additionally, if you do kill the Guardian, you get another reward on top. The catch is that upon death, you lose all of the loot that you've gathered in that current run. However, to offset that, you're also offered 2 chances to end your run early and extract any loot successfully. Also, given that Hordes is first and foremost a hack and slash game, while you are completing these quests, you're just killing a bunch of monsters and leveling up, with each level up giving you a pick 3 of passive abilities. You know, the typical Survivors-like shenanigans. For the combat, it's fast and fluid once you get used to your given weapon's attack style and how it interacts with the camera's movement. Each weapon has differing base damage and speed values, which then dictate how frequently you're going to have to flick between the enemies. Right now, combat can feel a bit floaty, especially early on into a run before you start getting your AoE level ups. However, I think something as simple as increasing the hitbox for each weapon by a little bit would solve this problem almost entirely. As for the power fantasy of leveling up and choosing one of those 3 upgrades, it's pretty good, but each run is almost entirely deterministic simply due to the lack of overall choices. Things do start to get better once you start acquiring new scrolls in your runs, with each scroll unlocking a new passive to choose when you level up in future runs, but given the reroll and banish system especially, once you figure out what the good stuff is, you're always going to see it in your runs. Also, some passives are significantly stronger than other ones, with one of them, the healing on kill one, being a 100% pick rate no matter what, and is basically a guaranteed god run by itself. Obviously, this is early access, and the numerical balancing of things is to be expected, that and of course, adding more content, so not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things. Inside of each run, the quest objectives can get quite repetitive, and some are downright annoying and just a complete slog to get through. Holy ground. But things are thankfully largely remedied by the fast-paced gameplay. In most Survivors-likes, the skill expression of combat simply comes from the movement of your character and just avoiding collision with enemies. That's it. Obviously, the real skill expression in those games comes from understanding which upgrades are the best choice at the current moment of your given run, but as for the gameplay, most of the Survivors games are usually pretty mundane. This is where Hordes of Hunger sets itself apart. You still retain that usual knowledge check created by leveling up constantly. You get to like level 35 or 40 in most runs, but you also have the added skill expression in the moment-to-moment combat itself. You have to manually aim all of your basic attacks, special attacks, charged attacks, and dashes with the goal to reach that god run gameplay that everyone loves so much in these style of games, where your aiming and moving no longer matters, you're just gonna blow everything up anyway. So to wrap things up, while you may be apprehensive to pick up a Survivors-like directly at the start of early access due to the lack of content, I recommend that you give Hordes of Hunger a shot due to the combat system alone, which should make up for a significant portion of that otherwise lack of content. Again, you're looking at roughly 10 hours of things to do. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say about Hordes of Hunger. It's a solid hack and slash that I believe if you're interested at all, you'll definitely get your money's worth out of it. Check it out on Steam, link in the description below. Other than that, you can check out my stream at twitch.tv/WoolieGaming. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.